60 Not Out is about losing it all to an investment fraud and what came next. Author David Wooding is here with how putting his story on paper helped to change his perspective. So thanks for joining us today.
Welcome. Hi, how are you?
Good. So let's start with what happened and this investment fraud.
Yeah, we to get into the States, we invested in JP Ski Resort, probably about 15, 16 years ago now, quite a lot of money. Actually worked out that it was a complete scam. So we lost everything. That was 10 years ago, 2016, we found out about that. And it was devastating because obviously it took away our security, our financial security, rocked our family to the core. But like a true Brit, we always smile and try to just work through it. So for probably 8 years, only a handful of our closest friends actually knew what we'd gone through. But it was starting to take its toll on me mentally, physically as well. And my daughter said to me, she had a great idea. She said, "Dad, why don't you just write it down on a piece of paper, go to the top of a mountain, set fire to it and release it out there and hopefully sort of move on, so to speak." But it was, we don't have mountains,
we
obviously.
Don't have mountains here in Tampa.
So I thought, well, I'll go a little bit deeper and write a book about it. Turned out to be a memoir, and it actually was very therapeutic for me because it worked out that I actually realised that I should be grateful for a lot of what has happened in my past, sort of thing. So I've done a lot of international travelling. I've did modelling when I was younger, still do it a little bit now. And putting all that on paper was so therapeutic, and it's really helped me remain positive and move forward.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the title, 60 Not Out.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's a reference to your age.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so why did you choose that as the title?
It's a funny thing. I think it was, obviously my age. I was turning 60 at the time, but it's also the not out. It's a reference to cricket, which is a big sport in the UK, which I don't actually like, which is crazy. But it was also a resilient thing. It was, you know, we've had all these knocks and stuff, and I thought, well, I'm not going to sort of just be down and out. I'm going to keep on going. So it's just sort of testament to the fact that we have to move forward, we have to keep going, regardless of what life sort of hits at us. And I think I sort of subtitled it, The Story Behind the Smile, because you know what it's like, we always meet people, "Hey, how you doing?" "Oh, I'm great, thanks, everything's great."
This is fine, even though they may not be.
Yeah,
right?
and we've all got a story, right, behind our smile, and I felt it was time for me to tell our story as a family, and so that's where that came from.
Yeah, well, there are a lot of people out there dealing with setbacks. So what are you hoping someone gets out of this if they're in that situation?
I feel that your positivity, and I think the thing is you have to keep going. I know it's easy just to say that, it's a generalization, but I think in life, if you've got, I'm lucky, I've got a family, I've got a very supportive wife, and that network, I think you need to draw on your network if you're lucky enough to have a network around you. And I felt that if someone reads that, they'll see that, like I say, my story is, I didn't just want to be all anger and hate and spite that we'd lost all this money. I wanted to sort of put a different spin on it, and it almost reads like a James Bond novel. I'm not just saying that, you know, being English as well. And I think that the fact for me that I could put it down on paper and realise that, you know, where we come from is so important as well, and to draw on our past as well. So.
Yeah. Was there a moment when you were writing it that you had like an aha moment, or your mindset really shifted?
Yeah, it was. I think it was halfway through the book. We've been through a lot, as I say, of death, divorce, the whole thing in the past and everything. But then I suddenly just realised that, look, I'm still here. I'm still in a nice country. I've still got my health, and I'm able to sit down and write this book. And I've got to, from this moment forward, I've got to push forward and remain positive and take on all life's challenges with extra sort of gusto, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, okay, and where can we get the book?
You can buy it online. I set up a little website, www.60notout.com. So that takes you to all these various links. And I think we have it at Tate and Tilly in Tampa as well.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for sharing your story with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.